I've no use for your song. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world. Now your hope and compassion is gone. You've sold out your dream to the world. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead. You're dead and out of this world.
Hey guys, welcome to a very special episode of What We Do Before the Shadows, Blast from the Past edition. I'm super excited. I'm your host, Harvey Guillen, and we are here every week just for you, the fans, because we love you. I'm really excited. We have two fan favorites today on the show. Nick Kroll and Doug Jones are here. So I'm going to welcome my first guest, Mr. Nick Kroll. Hey, buddy.
Hey man, how are you?
You look good. You look sexy in bed.
That's what I'm here for. Obviously, I'm always trying to keep it sexy over Skype. Zoom is for business, Skype is for pleasure.
Well, I know you're pretty busy, so working on Big Mouth, which is like my new favorite thing. It is so fucking funny. There it is. I can't wait. I just can't wait. You guys can't pump it fast enough. Like keep it pumping, keep pumping, keep pumping.
I would love to. It's so easy to do during a pandemic.
But I was just recently made aware you started acting like a couple years ago, like 2 years ago. But you just posted this on your Instagram, and I thought it was really cool.
Everyone has a talent. Mine happens to be sucking up. By the way, you look great. But sometimes when that 3 o'clock slump hits me, I can't come up with killer lines like, "Boss, have you been working out?" That's why I drink Lipton cup of soup. It helps me suck up so well, no one even notices my complete lack of other skills. Sir, that tie really behooves you. That haircut is very slimming. Is that a new moose?
Who is that guy?
That was like my first commercial, and I completely froze I completely froze shooting it. Couldn't figure out my lines. Couldn't remember them. I have a very clear memory of like the lens, and like you're like you can see the lens zooming in at you, and it's just like I totally panicked. But
It's first time jitters, right? Everyone gets them. First time jitters.
yeah, I had it on a few of my first commercials where I just was like not ready to do 30-second monologues into camera, and it just kind of I still like even on Shadows, like my bigger monologues, I still like freaked out and get like nervous that I'm gonna screw up the lines. And yeah, like that's always my fear, is that I'm gonna screw up the lines.
That's so funny because like on Shadows, I mean, I thought you were a pro. Like you were just like banging it out, and it's like that's the thing with the show though. You can get to improvise, but sometimes what you change won't be like detrimental. It'll be like, oh, that's fine. Like we don't.
Well,
care. Cool.
that's so much of it is like as we move along and all this stuff, like on a commercial when I'm like just starting out and they're like, you got to say the line, like this is a product. And even in TV, I've seen it over the years from when I started and filmed to now, where they're like, yeah, just get it basically right. Like, you know what I mean? And Shadows is so fun because it's so collaborative, and and Jermaine has directed, I think, both of the episodes that I was in, and he's so cool and so easy, and everyone on the show is so easy that it was just like if you screwed up a line, you didn't feel bad. And because you're not worried about screwing up a line, you screw up less lines. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, is that how you got involved? Did you know Jermaine before?
Yeah, I knew him. I mean, I've vaguely known him for a long time. I think I met he and Brett at Bonnaroo, or I knew them a little even before Bonnaroo, like, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago. Like, they came to New York to make Flight of the Conchords, and I was just starting out in that show. I had some friends who were, I knew Kristen Shaw, and who's also been on Shadows, I think now she's done it. And they were just so cool and funny, and so I've just always liked them. And when I always see them around over the years, and I just like, it was Jermaine was like, you're playing a part that I would normally play, and I was so kind of like tickled by that idea. You know what I mean? Like it was just so Anyway, so yeah, I didn't. By the time I kind of do shadows, like I'm like, if I script the line, whatever. If I get it generally right, then that's fine. Like nobody cares. It's all about like, did we get
It's
the tone
fun.
of what we're trying to do? And also, if someone's written a beautiful joke, you want to make sure to deliver it right. But usually, if a joke is beautifully written, like it's easier to deliver.
Totally. It just rolls off your tongue. It's just
Yeah.
easier. But speaking of your character, here is a recap of all the great moments that you've had on Shadows.
Oh boy, we are having fun tonight! Ah! Oh, you look so scared! Understandably, life is filled with mysteries. Ah, thank you. What is it that's sort of puckering and sucking at the back of my head?
The witch's arsehole.
Oh, yes.
I think my hat's probably cursed. You in there, Simon? Well, I'm going to take my hat back, you crispy piece of shit. Simon the fucking Devious.
Yes, it's me.
It's a bat battle.
Human form! Ah!
Back!
You did your own stunt. You were doing the fight scene all in all.
Oh, of course. I mean, if I can't figure out where the camera is on here, it's so weird. Even though I know I'm having anyway.
Back to your control. It's like flashbacks all over.
Yeah, I know. I'm panicking over Skype with you. It was so fun. I mean, like, the show is like you guys were very kind. I had like 2 days that I could shoot the show because I was on tour and it was right around Thanksgiving.
Week. Like you were on tour and those were like the 2 days that you off.
Yeah, so I flew up and shot very quickly. You guys jammed everything into like 2 days, and it's so fun. And like that green screen fight, I remember that, or that like bat, and we were like running around and jumping back and forth. And whenever I obviously the episodes I've done, but then when I watch the show, I'm just blown away at how much you guys are able to do, especially with like special effects, which is not easy to do on a TV scale and in a comedy, and yet you guys managed to get a ton of bang for your buck out of it. It's pretty amazing.
We built that like the sewer just for you. Like we've never shot on that soundstage. And it was just like it's gonna be for your episode. And that's what we have a couple of BTS pictures. We have here it's Kayvon, myself, and you on the regular stage. And that was gonna be the poster for this season, and then they didn't go for it. So
Kind of fucked up.
yeah.
You look great.
Yeah, I was giving you all like blue steel there. We have a group photo here, and was taken in the pit pipe, as Matt Berry's character would say.
Yeah.
There's Jermaine. That's all of us. Only Matt Berry is looking at this camera. That took
He always can find the lens.
All right. Well, we have so many questions for you, but we rounded off for a couple. So here's some fan questions that we had. People love the character. This one comes from Gracie Art. And the question is, what is your favorite scene that you've done on the show so far?
Oh man. Well, the first episode, there's all that stuff in the obviously it's all in the club. Naming all of my crew was very fun. All the names provided were very, very fun. And then we had all these extras around that we could then name ourselves, including finding my accountant who we brought back, who I believe was turns out was Russian and didn't speak any English, I think. And then I mean, it's honestly, it's getting little moments with all of you guys is fun. I mean, it's very fun to fight. My enemy in the show is Matthew Berry's character. So kind of going screaming with him is really fun. And I could never forget how he pronounced New York City in New York City. And so I remind.
Remember how you said Manhattan when you had that club in season 1?
Yes.
Manhattan.
Yeah. And then so I reminded him of it this season when I was like, dude, the way you pronounced New York City last year made me crack up. And he was like, oh, good. Yeah. And so he brought it back again. And it again, I mean, it's it's such a fun cast, and it's such a like pleasure to pop up and do the show. So, but yes, I think naming the crew is very fun, and then the new crew this year added to the crew in the sewer was very fun, including the Doogie Howsers and I can't even
Neil
remember.
Patrick and Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick and Harris, and then also Elvis was great too, who was like amazing.
Professional.
He is a real professional Elvis.
Yeah, like literally a real professional. So okay, cool. I love that, and those are actually a lot of my favorite scenes too. This next question comes from Nina Da, and they ask, as Laszlo made Elvis a vampire, which celebrity would you convert and keep around for eternity?
Let's see. I'd like to turn like Mel Brooks into a vampire, just so like we make sure we don't lose him. You know, like he's 95, so.
But he's always a good time. Like he's always
turn him into a vampire now, and then you know, we got a lot of good years as a non-vampire, so let's keep Mel Brooks around, turn him into a vampire, and have him live forever.
I love it. I love it. So those are the two questions. Here on the show, we like to play a little game called This, That, or Bat, which we give you two options, and the goal is to pick one or the other, this or that. And if you don't feel like picking either, you're gonna have to say bat, and we fly over to the next question. The goal of the game is don't use bat. See if you can make it with choosing one of the two.
Copy that.
Ready? Here we go. The first one is Los Angeles sewer or New York sewer?
New York sewer.
New York sewer. All right. Next one is Count Rapula or Drake?
That's tough. They're both great Canadian rappers. I mean, I gotta stick with my crew. I gotta go Count Rapula.
Nice, nice.
All love to Drake.
What about the next one, Rafi or Eagle Wing?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would have to go Eagle Wing, just because Jason Mantzoukas with straight hair is like is something that should never. Rafi's obviously a very iconic character, but Eagle Wing with straight hair is like one of the most beautifully disturbing images I can think of. That's, by the way, that's a Kroll. People don't know it's a Kroll show character from a sketch called Gigolo House. It's a reality show with a bunch of gigolos, including Eagle Wing.
There you go. You got to stick to what you like. All right. How about this one? Carol from your crew or Carol Baskin?
Oh, Carol from my crew. Because Carol from my crew has no shame about the people she's killed. Carol Baskin's getting plenty of press. It's Carol from my crew. Carol
from your crew needs the press. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry about that, by the way. That was not my choice to do that to Carol.
That's fine.
We have the next one here.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do. We got Southwest Chicken Salad from the Tombs. Burger Madness from Wisey's.
Oh, Burger Madness from Wisey's. It's Southwest Chicken Salad. These are both Georgetown staple restaurants. For the folks out there who don't know, Tombs is like the restaurant that everyone goes to. Is like St. Elmo's Fire is based on Tombs in that movie St. Elmo's Fire. But Wisey's was the deli we would all go for lunch every day. And Burger Madness was insane. It was like 2 burgers chopped up with like onions, peppers, bacon, lettuce, tomato. It's like now that I'm like in quarantine, I'm like all I want to do is eat a Burger Madness right now.
You just described that, so you should do the commercials for that because that's not
Wise Millers. If Wise Millers needs me to do commercials, if the one deli in Georgetown, there are many delis, but they can find me.
Well, the good thing is you didn't choose bad for any, so that means you won. Congratulations.
Oh my God, what a joy.
Yeah, let's show him what he's won. That's right, a 32 grilling tool set. Rules and conditions apply. Shipping not included. Must be picked up in Jamestown, Rhode Island before May 24, 2020.
Oh. I got to go to Jamestown, Rhode Island?
Yeah, and that's to be picked up by May 24th.
Okay, I could do it. I think I just got to start driving right now and not have any human contact over the next.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So if you can do it, then we'll see you there. Congratulations.
All right. I'm excited. That's great. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Is there anything you want to tell to the Shadows fans and the who love you on the show?
Oh, I'll just say the Shadows fans, like it's such a fun show to do, and everyone on it is so cool. I know it. I think it reads on the show, but it's such a funny cast, and it's a really cool, easygoing crew, and yeah, it's one of those things that like popped up. You know, it's like you do little guest stars, and then they all of a sudden start to air, and you're like, oh, that's right, I get to be on this thing that I liked as a fan and get to be a part of, and it's nice when good, nice people make good, funny content shows. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Well, there you go. Well, thanks so much again, Nick. Until next time.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night. That was so fun, you guys. I'm super excited for our next guest as we continue our blast from the past, what we do before the shadows. Please give it up for the legendary Mr. Doug Jones.
Whoa. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, Harvey.
Gosh, thank you for coming on. I mean, you're becoming like a fan favorite so quickly after season 1 that we have to have you. Everyone had all these questions, and this is the Blast from the Past episode. So we just had Nick Kroll, now we have you. Everything in life is perfect.
Oh, sitting here with you is perfect for me too. Trust me.
Oh, you've been in so many projects, films, like I can't even go down a list of things. Like, how did you get started? What was the first thing you remember making you think, okay, I want to be an actor or a performer?
Oh, well, that wanting to be a performer goes way back to childhood. Sitting in Indiana watching TV going, oh, those are funny people on sitcoms, Jerry Lewis movies, Danny Kaye movies. I want to be that. There's a place for goofy people in this world, right? So that's what started. And then getting out to Hollywoodland finally in 1985 for a bank job that went sour really fast. Thank heaven, because that pushed me into looking for my first agent and taking my first TV commercial acting class. I already had a college degree with with a theater minor, but I needed to get some on-camera experience and whatnot. So that was my acting class. And it was taught by a TV commercial agent that worked at, he was the vice president of Wilhelmina Agency, a big modeling agency in New York that had a huge commercial department out here in Los Angeles. So boom, before you know it, I had an agent. I was going out on commercial auditions. And now goofy, skinny character guy, that's what I was after. And I wanted to end up on a sitcom like those heroes of mine, right? But little did I know that being 6'3.5" and 140 pounds with a mime background was going to land me in the creature effects world as like, oh, we have to put stuff on him. So one of my first early jobs, I had my 4th TV commercial booking was the Mac Tonight campaign for McDonald's. That would be the big crescent moon head that sang at a piano, hey, when the clock strikes, hey. Yeah, that was me. And so that marked me 27 commercials of that over a 3-year period, marked me as tall, skinny, goofy guy who moves well, wears a lot of crap on his face and doesn't complain about it. So that's how I got started. And the creature effects people then took note of that tall, skinny guy that they'd worked with.
27 commercials like that.
Yeah. I bought my first house with McDonald's money. Thank you. Yeah, I know, right?
Thanks, McDonald's.
Okay.
Well, I mean, literally, this is so exciting because I love your work. But Doug, we wanted to show you that Doug Jones, this is your life.
This is Your Life, an American television tradition.
When the clock strikes,
There it is.
6, babe, time to head for golden lights. It's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Well, that was a smattering of some Dougie.
That is some Dougie with the side of Dougie. You know, I love it. And wait, hold on, sorry. I'm being told by the producers that that's just the half of it because Doug, this is the rest of your life.
Oh.
Don't come along now.
Wench. Trollop, You buck-toothed, mop-riding firefly from hell!
Hi, I am Pencilhead.
And I am son of Pencilhead.
I want to get a circumcision. I want to use a public restroom. I want to do a tap dance at the local DMV.
Can't believe you found that.
It's the last one.
Oh man, he don't look that bad. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Shouldn't have said that.
Oh shit! Get ready.
Hi, my name is Jerry. I'm with Milton Hill Publishing, and I'm here to tell.
Aww. Oh, thank you for finding all of those lovely, fun clips.
Those were a pleasure. That's amazing work. I mean, we clearly saw a lot of work that you've done that's so brilliant, but one of my favorites and my earliest memory of watching your work is Hocus Pocus. And we have a clip of one of my favorite scenes from that.
What do you know? Oh. Yeah. You know, I came up with that bit all by myself.
Did you really?
Yeah. When I woke up out of the grave after that big burst out of the dirt, I decided Billy probably wonders where he's a little bit disoriented, wonders where he is. So I turned around to look at my headstone, that's where I am.
That's
Right?
so brilliant. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
so cool. How was that? I mean, working with Bet and Sarah Jessica Parker and Kenny Ortega.
Come on now. Come on.
How was that?
Yeah, just dreamy in every way. I was a big Bette Midler fan before that anyway. And Kenny Ortega is a director who also was a dance choreographer. And so he understood me better than most directors had to that point in my career. He understood the head-to-toe experience and what movement and character comes from head to toe. So he let me play, and we really had a great collaboration. Loved him dearly. Yeah, and all the witches were great. Kathy Najimy and Sarah Jessica Parker, just all hilarious and good humored. And they're, even though Bette Midler is known as the Divine Miss M, she is not the diva that she's such a sweetheart. I had such a great time working with her. You would have you met her before?
I have not. I don't know if I could. We had Beanie on the season 1 show, and she's also worked with her on Hello Dolly. So she had nothing but nice things to say about her as well. Right. And so I really want to meet her now. I just always wanted to meet her before, but now I'm just I really want to meet her.
Oh yeah. All good. And the kids are all great, and they're all grown up now, and we're still in touch. I love them all dearly. Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie. Every Halloween, I would watch that movie.
Me too. I watch it every year too.
You do?
I do. How narcissistic is that?
No, I would watch that movie every year if I was in it because it's so good. And I love the song. And you really are a fan of, the "Come Little Children."
Yeah.
It's so good. Well, we had so many questions for you on social media when we announced that you were doing the show today. And one of the questions came from a really cool person that we mutually know, and that is Mark Hamill.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Mark Hamill, bless his heart.
Mark Hamill sent this question for you, asking, how long did it take Mr. Jones in wardrobe, hair, and makeup to be camera ready each day?
And I'll bet I know why he's asking that, too. Probably because he was in hair and makeup and wardrobe quite a while for his guest role, which he was brilliant. I mean, I loved the fan reaction to him, too, on the show. Oh, bless his heart. So I can answer this question. Any kind of a creature makeup or prosthetics and glue, the process starts long before I ever get there. So I always want to say the process took months, right? That would be the sculpting, the life casting, the paint job that goes ahead of time. Once those pieces get to the set and gets on to me, I think the first time we did it, I worked on the show for roughly a week. So I think I worked on the show. Well, I was on a couple episodes, but back to the first the pilot. Oh, okay, that was a head to toe. I wasn't wearing any clothes. Oh, okay.
That was full out.
Yeah, that took 6 hours with 3 makeup artists working on me from head to toe. Right. I forgot about the naked, no genitals guy. Right. Right. Then in the Baron's Night Out, and every appearance I made beyond, was more. I was fully clothed, so that brought the process down to about 3 hours a day. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. It goes from 6 to 3 because I remember when you get to set, for us, especially for Guillermo, like it's like about 45 minutes to an hour for Guillermo to get ready. But the vampires and I mean, your character was by far, I think, the longest. I think for the pilot, it was 6 hours. And so by the time we see you on set, so we've been in hair and makeup for like 45 minutes, an hour, and I'm like, okay, we're ready to go. It's like, hey, good morning, and it's like, I've been here since 4 a.m.
Yeah. I've already put in a full day. Yeah. Exactly. Right. I know. Oh.
We have some your best moments here actually for the Shadows Baron moments. Here we go. Let's show them.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh, it opens all by itself. It's so cool.
Let our grand evening on the town commence.
I am having pizza pie.
I am okay.
That was your fault, young man.
Hey, I got the rose.
So just get them in.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Baron.
That's all me. I'll own up to it. That's all me. It was an accident. Whoopsies. I was bringing flowers. But that cool thing at the end that people always point out is that when we put you in your eyes.
Right. And that, the backstory to this Baron character that not many know is that I was not supposed to make it past the pilot originally. Jermaine Clement told me this when we were filming the pilot. Because I was already in the middle of filming Star Trek Discovery. So how much time would I have to come back if this became a recurring thing? We didn't know. So it's just safer to do a one-off. Well, while we were filming the pilot, we had so much fun together. And I mean, the chemistry was working, the click was working. And so Jermaine said, I want to bring you back. So, because originally I think somebody was going to send me down the river in my casket and you'd never see me again. But thankfully, I come back in episode 6, and I've had my rest now, and I want a night on the town. And so that was supposed to be my death. When you open the door, the sun sizzles me, and I'm done. Well, we had my gosh, I have never had that much fun filming a TV show. I don't think in my life. That was the funniest half hour of television I've ever been a part of. So brilliantly written, and for the writers to take a chance on writing that episode around me was just like really, really such a huge like, I don't deserve you.
We love
and so that's why Jermaine told me while we were on the set, he says, I'm going to find a way to leave the door open to have you back at some point whenever we can. And so that's why the eyes glowed. And yes, so thank heaven. So I don't know when that's going to be, because again, I was filming Star Trek Discovery concurrently with your season 2.
You were busy. I can't believe that you were going from our set to that set and vice versa. Like it was just one after the other. And those hours aren't easy. Like, people think it's fun, you're going from one set to the other, but it's like, 16 hours on one set, and then you have to get a red eye and get to the other set and then do 2 days there and then come back and do another. So it's hard. So as much as people want to say, oh, we want him back in this, he's like, trust me, we want him back too. It's just scheduling. It's so
yeah.
But it's a good problem to have, I guess. As an actor, you always be a working actor.
Oh my gosh! If people want me back, thank heaven. Thank you for that, everybody. Yeah.
We have some really cool BTS photos of you. Speaking of you in the pilot, here we have you and Natasha, and Kayvon is taking a picture of you walking around naked.
No, yeah. Even though I had a full layer of prosthetic, foam latex rubber from head to toe, I still felt naked. Even because look at me, I look naked.
It's so cool though. Like the detail on that was so like you look up close and you're like, wow, I could see why this took 6 hours. It's so detailed.
Right.
You have another BTS, and this one is 2 Barons and a Laszlo.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and Matt Berry, precious love. Yeah. The 2 Barons are me and my stunt double, Baustin Camillari. So in the Baron's Night Out, that boy took such he's been my stunt double whenever I film in Toronto. He also can work in the States now, I found out. So I love having. It's hard to find a tall, skinny stunt person who can take hits and falls and not break, because we're delicate people, us tall, skinny folks. So Boston is he's a major athlete, and boy, he took that beautiful artistic tumble down the stairs, that gorgeous back fall through the banister from one floor to the next floor down.
And the flying too, right? Like it's like the. And
he was on a jib arm going in the sky when I had my pizza pie vomit. Yeah, so he's blessed. He saved my life, that boy.
It's so great. I love it, and I just loved every time you were on set. You were just such great energy. Like every time you're on set, you're just so positive, and like you think after like years, like you said, you've been working since 1984. Like after years, you'd be jaded. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm in this job.
Let's get this show on the road here. Yeah,
it's on the road. All of that. But you're not, and it's so nice, and it's so inspiring, and it's so just nice to be around. So thank you for that.
Guillermo, I'm going to attribute a lot of that to you guys too. I mean, when you guest star on a show that isn't your own, you can often feel like the country cousin, and you all made me feel like a part of the inner circle family right from the get-go. I was a very familiar kind of feeling, not to use a pun, but it did feel very, very family-like and very homey to be around you all. So that welcome makes all the difference.
Well, thank you. Oh, that makes me feel good. Yay. All right, moving on. We have some fan questions. We have tons of fan questions for you. So these are some of the ones that we found on social media that were really cool. So are you ready to answer some fan questions?
Yes, indeed. And by the way, I've been on the social medias, and I did scroll through quite a bit of the questions, and I've seen every one of them, and I thank you all for your interest. But let's go with the ones you chose.
Yeah, there was so many. There was so many.
So many. It was such a sweet response.
Here are just some of the ones that we saw. So this one comes from Sarah Rinkin. She asks, how does performing in this makeup costuming compare you to other parts and creatures you've played?
Right. Fairly easy by comparison. The rule of thumb is the farther you get from human, the harder it's going to be physically on you. So the Baron is a human who's aged a bit and transformed a bit. Honestly, the prosthetics on the face and the fangs were not my problem. The hardest thing for this character were those talon fingernails. I had talons that came all the way out to here, and so they were glued onto my own nails, and I couldn't do anything with my hands all day. You can't use a phone. You can. I couldn't negotiate the buttons on my pants. I mean, there was a lot.
I remember you walking around like this. Yeah. It was like just fingers, and I kept wanting you to do the Grinch like hand because there's.
I know.
That was so good. Oh, that's a really good question. Good job, Sarah. This one comes from Mads E, and they ask, you play a lot of peculiar characters. What advice would you give to people who feel a little peculiar themselves?
Oh, what a great question. And I am one of those people. I come from a place of feeling like a peculiar kid, and I think a lot of people watching this can relate.
Yeah.
I think what you realize when you grow up and you get to my age now. I'm about to turn 60. I can look back now and think like, oh my gosh, so many of my fears were not founded in reality. They were founded in my own bubble that I had created, or the suggestions I'd heard from other people that were wrong about me. That's the big deal, is to realize what's the source of the criticism coming at you, and what's the reality that I'm living with and that I can love and embrace, and can I find the beauty in the oddity that is me. My whole career has been nothing but odd creatures, and I can find the beauty in each one of them. Even when I take the makeup off and I look at this in the mirror, I can find the beauty in that now, which I couldn't do before. So that's what I would say to anybody out there who feels odd and peculiar and out of sorts. It does get better. Trust me.
That's so beautiful, Doug. I feel like that was like, I was listening to that, even though I've read the question, I was like, that's so great. That was a great question, Mads. This other question comes from Abs is here, and they ask, who do you think would win in a fight, the Baron or Billy Butcherson?
Okay. So both semi-supernatural. Let's see, both old and wrinkly, yes. But in this one, honestly, the Baron has the edge because of his supernatural powers. He remember he can make people float and levitate and destruct you with one flick of the hand. Yeah, Billy doesn't have that power. So I think, oh, unfortunately, our sweet Billy's going to have to lose this one.
I know. I love Billy.
I know.
You're right. You're right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Here's the next question from Stare Fried, and they ask, "We know that vampires can eat mortal food, but what foods can you not stand to eat as a mortal?"
Oh, in my real life as a mortal. Oh, you know what? And so many of our Hollywood friends, Harvey, love the sushi. I don't love the sushi. I love
the sushi
fish. Right? Really?
I don't love the sushi. People always want to have sushi, and I was like, I'm kind of slightly allergic to seaweed, and so I can't get near it. And I'm just like, I just don't like it that much.
Yeah. Well, the seaweed taste doesn't hit me. But also the texture of raw fish. I could eat cooked fish all day. Love it.
Yeah.
Raw fish is a bit gelatinous, and it's never gonna. Yeah, it never hit with me.
Something I just can't do it. Like, and if I do, it has to be really specific. Like I can do like cooked crab meat, and not even fish. It's like crab meat inside, and it has to be on rice paper or soy paper, not on the actual seaweed. So I'm that person. So people are like, let's go get sushi, and it's like, okay, I'll go. I'm not gonna like eat sushi.
Right. I'll join my friends and go wherever, but there's got to be something on the menu I can find, like you just said. Yes.
Well, now it's come to the it's come to the part of the show where we like to play a little game called "Are You as Smart as a Familiar?" All right, and the way this game works is we're going to ask you 5 questions. Now, in each question, you're going to have 4 options. They could be your answer, A, B, C, or D. At any time in this game, if you want to use a 50-50 lifeline, you can do so. We'll take away 2 wrong answers and leave you with the right one and the wrong one. Now, the whole goal is to make it through the whole game without getting one wrong. So you'll move from being as smart as a werewolf to a Topher, all the way up to a Guillermo to see if you're as smart as a familiar. Are you ready to play, Doug?
Heck no, but let's try this.
All right, here we go. First question. In season 1, episode 1, the Baron awakens from his coffin for the first time in the series, only to immediately feast upon Naja and Laszlo's familiar. What was the name of this familiar? A, Anne, B, Jenna, C, June, D, Beth.
That's so funny. I don't remember at all. How about I'm gonna say C, June.
That's right. C, June.
Yes, good. Yay.
Good job. All right, moving on to the next question. Nosferatu was banned in Sweden in 1922. The ban was not lifted until 1972. What was the main reason for this 50-year ban? A, deemed propaganda. B, against religious views. C, excessive violence. Or D, causing mass panic and paranoia.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't the copyright issue that the Dracula people had, right? Interesting. I thought, okay, so against religious.
You have your 50-50 at any time.
I know, but I don't know how many questions there are, so I'm not sure when to cash that one in.
There's 5 questions, so you're on number 2 right now.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this is 1922 in Sweden. How progressive was Sweden then? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't around. Okay. I'm going to let's cash in the lifeline now. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Take away 2 of the wrong answers, please. So now you're left with C and D.
I'm going to go with D, causing mass panic and paranoia.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You sure?
No.
It's your call. D or C?
I just don't remember it being that violent of a movie. Okay, I'm gonna stick with it. D.
No, unfortunately,
you gave me every chance to change it too.
Because it was 1922. Excessive violence was in the movie, and it wasn't allowed. But that's okay. So you got one wrong. So moving on to the next one.
All right. By the way, a little known fact. I did a Nosferatu remake that is not out yet.
I remember when we were talking about that. So that's not out and it's coming out. So
I got to play Count Orlok, and I don't remember excessive violence in mine either. So
you'll be a question on next season about this.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, in season 1, episode 6, Baron's Night Out, Laszlo suggests we should call this night Operation A, Kill the Baron, B, Get rid of the Baron, C, Poison the Baron, or D, Accidentally kill the Baron.
Okay, right. I'm trying to remember his. I can remember. This is a Kayvon, right?
Laszlo, which is Matt Berry's character.
This is Matt. I'm sorry, that's Matt. Yeah. I think. Okay, I'm gonna say it was. Accidentally kill the Baron. D.
Correct.
Yes.
Yay! Good job. All right. Here we go. Question number 4. Your hit Disney film Hocus Pocus takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, featuring the famous Sanderson sisters, who are known for corrupting the minds of young children to benefit the longevity of their youth. How many Kardashian sisters are there? A, 5, B, 3, C, 4, or D, 8?
How many Kardashian sisters?
Sisters.
Yeah, this is a bit of a trick question because there's a couple of Jenners in there too. So does that count as Kardashian? They're on the show. They're a part of they're half sisters.
They're sisters. They're all sisters.
Okay. So I'm going to go with the 3 Kardashians and the 2. I'm going to say there's 5. That's A.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Well, you know what it's like playing a clown because you did that in Batman Returns.
I did.
But being a clown is no laughing matter. Clowns of America International asks professionals to follow the clown commandments. Which of the following is not part of the commandments? A, no making fun of others. B, no smoking or drinking in costume. C, immediately change after a job to protect the art of clowning. Or D, no accepting payments in the presence of children.
Which one of those is not? Well, they all seem like they should be a part of the rules, don't they? So that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say no smoking or drinking in costume. No accepting payment in the presence of children. These are all like, even though no making fun of others is a good rule to live by, but clowns good-humoredly make fun of their audience, don't they? I'm going to go with A.
No, it's D. No accepting payments in the presence of children.
Oh, really? So you can you put out your hand for cash?
Well, Doug, unfortunately, you didn't win, but if you would have won this amazing prize. Can we show him that? A 2-night stay at the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast. Rules and conditions apply. Travel arrangements are not included. Must be redeemed before May 25th, 2020.
Before May 25th, 2020? That's
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Dag nabbit.
I'm sorry you didn't win. That was a really great prize. But we know that someone tomorrow is celebrating their 60th birthday. And we wanted to say happy birthday to you from all of us here at The Shadows, Before the Shadows, and from what we do in the Shadows as well. But we have the technology here in the show to do a little thing that's different. And we were able to whip up this hologram from Marilyn Monroe to sing a little ditty for you.
Aww.
Hello. Gee whiz, I heard it was someone's special birthday today, so I wanted to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Doug Jones. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Doug.
It's almost like she was right here in the room.
She's never looked better, I gotta say.
And she's never looked hotter.
She's
That's
never looked hotter. Like, wow, good job. 'Cause that
bless
looks
your heart,
really-
child. Thank you for that.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow, Doug. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything you want to tell the fans?
I love you all madly. I really do. And thank you for letting me be part of the Shadows family. And let's do this again. What do you say?
Sounds good to me. Well, until next time, bye, Doug.
Bye, bye, love. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye, bye.
And you know how they do in old sitcoms. Oh. Right.
Oh, that was so much fun. I love having Nick Kroll and Doug Jones on this show. They were so great. And remember, guys, we do the show for you guys. Before we go, though, I want to give out my artist shout out. And that goes out to Barking Stark, who decided to go as Guillermo. Look at that. Guillermo as a dog. That is perfect. We love when art inspires art, guys, and inspires you to dress your dogs or do whatever you want. And if you want to share with us, you can always use the hashtag Before the Shadows, because you never know. You might end up on the show. So thanks again for joining us. And remember, guys, stay safe, take care of yourself. And if you don't do it for yourself, then do it for someone you love. All right. Till next time. Bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Doug Jones. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Doug. Gee whiz, I haven't sang that song since. Never mind.